guys, so today I'm here with my September monthly book review. As you can see, I'm sitting in front of my bed because Brian is asleep back there, and I didn't want to film kind of like full face on and you could just like see him sleeping, so all you see is like a crumple of bed sheets and things like that because he's still asleep. But I just wanted to get this video filmed for you guys. I read 2 books in September. Technically I read 3, but I'm still working on the other book. I'm like halfway done with it. It's kind of a long book and I've been taking my time reading it. But I read 2 books this month. The first one is 50 Shades Darker, which if you guys have been subscribed to my channel since last year when I did monthly book reviews back then, I think the first monthly book review I did, I talked about 50 Shades of Grey. And I know a lot of people, they like associate 50 Shades of Grey trilogy with like adult fan fiction, which it is, but somewhere in between all of the like sex and things like that, there is some sort of a storyline. I liked the first book with the storyline because it kind of like, it made me want to read it like really fast and get it done with, so like I knew what was going on. I don't know, I just really liked to read it and I loved reading it, so I went through it really fast. But 50 Shades Darker took me a while to read because it just, the plot was so slow, like nothing interesting was happening to me. I was just like, alright, like if I just skip this chapter, like will I miss anything? Like is it gonna be a big deal if I skip this 10 pages? So I didn't necessarily like the second book. I will finish reading the trilogy just because once I start like a series I want to finish it. So I will get the 3rd book and finish it and obviously do a review on it. But as far as I'm concerned, the second book in the trilogy that follows, I think it's Anastasia Steele and Christian Grey, it just wasn't the best. And I know they are doing like a movie for 50 Shades of Grey and I'm excited to see it. I just feel like the second book could have been a little bit better. The story just kind of follows them. I really don't want to spoil it because if you didn't read the first book then you're not really gonna understand what I'm saying, but it just kind of continues following them on their like little love journey, and it's just a lot of really weird things happen because I guess because he's such a multi-millionaire, a lot of people are after him, so I guess it kind of follows that, and then it's gonna lead into the next book where I think like one certain character is like completely after them. So I'm excited to read that just because the ending of this was good, but the whole entire book was really, really boring and really slow, and I was just kind of like dragging along reading it. So out of 5 stars, I would give it like a 2.5. Wasn't my favorite. But on the other hand, the second book I read this month is like completely off the charts. I am in love with this book. I went into Barnes & Noble and Brian and I have been looking at this book for a while and I just didn't know if I would buy it, whatever. I saw it a long time ago. I feel like this has been out for a really long time and it's in like the teen thriller bestsellers new section, whatever, and it's Miss Peregrine's or Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And the picture and the fact that like this entire book has like, well, as I show you, you can't even tell, has like, where are they? There are pictures in here. Has pictures. It just kind of made it more creepy and awesome. There's a picture. See, I'm not crazy. It's not just this first one. But this book I read in 2.5 days. I went through it so fast, and it's actually going to be a series. They're bringing out the second book in January, which I'm excited about. This book is basically about, it's really, I'm going to try and explain it. It's kind of like Harry Potter on crack. It's really scary and like, but still like has that like mysterious magical feel to it. So it's about this boy whose grandfather just passed away, and his grandfather always talks about like the monsters that are coming to get him and things like that, and the boy is always just like, no, you know, you're getting old, it's just, you know, your Alzheimer's, you're just thinking back to the days when you fought in the war, things like that. But then he finds his grandfather dead and sees a monster, which sounds really stupid when I say this, but when you read it, you're like, whoo, like you're like freaked out. And then he decides that, you know, he has to go to therapy for it because you know, it's grandpa's like his favorite family member, so he used to go to therapy because his grandfather passed away and he saw a monster. So according to like the police, he's crazy. So his dad decides to take him to this little island where his grandfather went for a short period of time when he was younger, and that's all he could talk about for the rest of his life. And his dad decides to take the little boy, like not the little boy, he's like a teenager, to take the boy there to kind of just get his mind off things and just kind of relive his grandpa's like heritage and things like that. And the boy really wants to go because he thinks that going there is going to answer a lot of the questions that he has about his grandpa's life. So when he gets there, he realizes that these kids that lived in the orphanage that his grandfather lived in are still alive and are still kids and have like not necessarily superpowers, but like weird stuff. It's just really creepy, and then there's like monsters that are after them, and there's like a big plot twist at the end, and it gets me so excited for the second book, and I really recommend this. I think this is such a good book. This is such a good read, even for young adults, even for adults, I mean, really, because this is meant for young adults, but even for adults, I think this is a great book. It has like a little thrillery, horrific aspect to it, which is something I like, so I loved it. So out of 5 stars, I would give this like a 10 because I loved this. It was great, and I read it in 2 days, and the pictures freak you out. Like when you're looking at the pictures that go along with the book, it's just really scary. Like, hold on, let me find some freaky ones. Oh yeah, like this one, for example. This little girl's like looking into the pond, and then there's like a 2 people reflection. That's creepy. I don't know, it just goes along with the book, and I really like it how the author kind of wrote the book around the pictures. I think that's really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed my September monthly book review, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.